They came without warning, in the darkness, or at dawn, when people were still asleep. Ships appearing on the horizon meant only one thing. If you were still there when they reached the shore, you were already too late. Doors were broken, people were dragged outside, families were torn apart in moments that lasted seconds, but changed everything forever. Some were killed, others were taken, bound, forced onto ships, and carried away from everything they had ever known. For thousands of Europeans living along the Mediterranean coast, this was not a rare tragedy. It was a constant threat, a reality that could arrive at any moment. And once taken, the suffering was only beginning. The journey itself was brutal. Captives were often packed tightly into ships with little space, little water, and almost no comfort. Some did not survive the crossing. Those who did arrived in a world where they had no rights, no protection, and no certainty of what would happen next. Many were sold in slave markets, separated again, stripped not only of their freedom, but of their identity. Life in captivity was harsh. Some were forced to row galleys, long ships powered by human labor. This was one of the most feared fates. Men chained to benches, rowing for hours, sometimes days, under extreme conditions. Exhaustion, disease, and punishment were common, and survival was never guaranteed. Others were sent to work in quarries, construction, or heavy labor. The work was relentless, the conditions unforgiving, and for many, there was no clear end. Women faced a different kind of uncertainty. Some were placed in households, some forced into servitude. And while historical records are less detailed about their daily experiences, it is clear that their situation was often vulnerable and dependent on those who owned them. These were not short-term hardships. For many, captivity lasted years. For others, a lifetime. And yet, this was happening across Europe. In 1627, a fleet of North African corsairs attacked Iceland. Hundreds of people were taken. Entire communities were left shattered. In 1631, the village of Baltimore in Ireland was raided. More than 100 people disappeared overnight. The village was nearly abandoned afterward. Across Italy and Spain, coastal towns built watchtowers, not for decoration, but for survival. So what was behind all of this? Between the 16th and early 19th centuries, parts of North Africa, particularly Algiers, Tunis, and Tripoli, became centers of maritime raiding. These regions operated under the influence of the Ottoman Empire, though often with significant autonomy. The raiders, commonly known as Barbary corsairs, targeted ships and coastal settlements. Their goals were clear: wealth and people. Captured individuals were taken across the Mediterranean and sold into slavery. This system is now referred to as the Barbary slave trade. Historians estimate that over several centuries, hundreds of thousands, possibly more than 1 million Europeans, were captured. However, exact numbers remain debated due to incomplete records. But regardless of the exact figure, the human impact was undeniable. There were attempts to fight back. Some European states launched military actions. Others focused on ransom. Religious orders, such as the Trinitarians and Mercedarians, worked to free captives. They raised money, negotiated, and sometimes traveled directly into North Africa to bring people home. For some, it worked. For many, it did not. There are also accounts of captives who adapted over time. Some converted, some gained positions within society. But these cases were exceptions, not the rule. For most, life remained defined by loss. loss of home, loss of family, loss of identity. And perhaps the most difficult part was the uncertainty, not knowing if they would ever return, not knowing if anyone was looking for them. This constant fear shaped entire regions. Villages moved inland, coasts became defensive zones, and the sea, once a source of trade and connection, became a source of danger. Today, traces of that past still exist. Watchtowers along the Mediterranean, records of raids, stories passed down through generations. This history is not always widely discussed, but it is part of a larger, complex world where slavery existed in many forms, across many regions. It is a story about individuals, people who lived normal lives, until one day, everything was taken from them. And for many, it was never given back. If you want to hear more stories like this, don't forget to subscribe.